For centuries, Hawaii was a tropical paradise. Hawaiians used sophisticated agricultural systems from fish ponds, loko'i'a, to taro patches, lo'ikalo, that operated in harmony from Mauka to Makai. But today, this paradise is being contaminated with high volumes of toxic pesticides. Just one chemical company on Kauai uses 90 different pesticide formulations and sprays year-round, up to 16 times a day. Why so much? Well, these pesticides are mostly being sprayed on genetically engineered crops, and Hawaii has hosted more open-air experimental field tests of GE crops than any other state in the nation. In 2014, Hawaii has 6 times more GE crop test sites than California. That means a lot of pesticides on a very small amount of land. The GE crops are sprayed intensively with insecticides and fungicides. On top of that, most are also purposefully engineered to withstand dousing with weed killers, which means even more pesticides. Over the past 5 years, 97% of these field tests were run by 5 multinational chemical companies. So, the same companies engineering the seeds also make and sell the pesticides. And with this kind of sales, you can see why this 1-2 punch is very appealing. With so many GE field tests in such a small state, many people in Hawaii live, work, and go to school near intensively sprayed test sites. Pesticides often drift, so it's no wonder that children at school and entire communities are getting sick. To make matters even worse, in most cases, these companies are not required to disclose what they're spraying. The science is clear and frightening. Pesticide exposure can cause devastating harm. Studies suggest pesticide exposure is linked to serious health impacts in farmers, unborn babies, and our keiki. But that's not all. Agrochemicals also poison our environment. Some of the fertilizer and pesticides applied to fields enter streams, bays, and ultimately, the ocean. In the absence of state and federal protection, the Hawaii counties of Kauai, Hawaii Island, and Maui passed laws to protect their health and environment from pesticide-intensive GE crops. The chemical companies are suing all these counties to try and overturn these protections. People across Hawaii, from individuals to organizations, are standing up and saying no. No, this is not how we are using Hawaii's land. No, this is not what we want for our keiki. Instead, we say yes to safe food, to products grown locally and safely, to an agricultural sector made up of small farms growing food and not multinational chemical companies developing GE seeds. We say yes to organic and regenerative agriculture and school gardens. We say yes to a future we feel proud of leaving to our children. Join us. Learn more. Take a stand.